What's going on, boys and girls, and welcome back to Nth-Level Entertainment, the most awesome car culture and geek culture related YouTube channel in South Africa. Now, guys, as you can probably tell from the title of this video, this isn't, a review video or a trailer reaction video or something like that. This is actually one of those videos that I am shooting under a very sort of somber motivation to actually make a video. As a lot of you probably know by now, the actor Chadwick Boseman recently passed away. I believe it was last night. And from everything that I've managed to find out, it looks like it was due to colon cancer. He was diagnosed with it apparently in 2016. It was in stage 3 at the time. And over the past 4 years or so, it slowly progressed to stage 4 until his body, I guess, ultimately couldn't fight it any longer, and it gave in, and he passed out. Now, this is obviously, not the best news. There's a lot of people that are actually devastated by this news. Chadwick Boseman's family, I imagine, are going through a tough time as we speak. Comic book fans, say what you want. You could easily judge it as being selfish reasons when it comes to the comic book fans themselves. Things like when's Black Panther 2, what's going to happen with that now that Chadwick's gone. But being a fan of a medium and being a fan of the people involved in that medium is in and of itself a form of love. Because none of us knew, I'm talking about comic book fans now, none of us knew Chadwick personally. Not all of us were fortunate enough maybe to have the opportunity to meet him in person. But we all loved him in our own way. And it's actually inspiring to find out some of the things that he's actually done. I'm actually a bit embarrassed to say myself that I only found out about a lot of those things today. But now that I know all of those things, I can actually confidently say that, not only, this is going to sound a little cheesy, but not only was he actually a hero on screen, it turns out that in many ways he was a hero in real life as well. He was actually quite a genuine humanitarian, and I am actually quite impressed with his resilience as well, for the fact that he was actually battling this cancer ever since, and I think just before as well. He was cast as Black Panther back in Captain America Civil War. It turns out that when the actual movie Black Panther was being filmed, I think just before it was filmed, he was going through hardcore surgery operations, so on and so forth, that were actually related to his colon cancer. And he still showed up on set, all the time. Every time he was needed on set, he was there. No complaining, no excuses. And he still went through it with none of us being the wiser, He did Civil War, he did Black Panther, he did Avengers Infinity War and Endgame, all while dealing with this. And he also racked up an impressive amount of other movies that he was involved with as well during this time. There was 21 Bridges, which I have seen. There was The Five Bloods, which I am now going to watch. I haven't seen yet. And I didn't know this until, because I didn't know the actor back then, but he also played James Brown in James Brown's biographical film. And apparently he actually, played that role quite well from what I'm hearing from people who've seen the movie and have reviewed it. So I'm actually quite impressed with this person. It's actually quite inspiring to know that there's people with that much resilience out there. We like to complain about whatever it is that we're going through. And I myself am no stranger or am not innocent as far as that's concerned. I've complained about a lot of petty things in my life, which at the time seemed very real and very serious, but pale in comparison when you think about things like life-threatening diseases, terminal cancer, and death in general. You start to look at things in some perspective. And there was a video of his that I actually saw recently, just before I shot this, where he was working with, I think, a group of children from some sort of a home that was taking care of them that were actually inflicted with different sorts of cancer. And he was not only, contributing in terms of like, financial charity to this organization, but he would visit the kids, so on and so forth. He would sit with them, read to them, or play with them, and so on and so forth. And there was this one press conference where he was talking about his work with those kids. And he actually broke down and cried about how excited they were to see him in Black Panther ever since they heard that he was going to be cast in that role. And one of the comments he made was that, he could relate to them because they were excited like the way children would be excited the night before Christmas, to open their presents. They had that level of excitement for him playing an iconic comic book role. And he said he could put himself in their place because he knows what it was like to grow up being a kid, being excited about things like Christmas the next day or your birthday and opening presents. And he actually broke down and cried during that speech. So, yeah, no, this guy was truly an icon, Again, I'm in no ways pretending to have any more regard for him than what I knew of him as an actor and me as a comic book geek, knowing that he played Black Panther. I don't want to pretend to be a bleeding heart all of a sudden and, telling stories like I knew the guy personally. But from what I have found out recently, I am quite impressed, and I am very sad about the fact that his life was cut short. He was 43 apparently when he died. So this is just my contribution to the many people that are mourning this champion. And as a person who's pseudo involved in the film industry myself, I felt it was my duty to pay my respects as well and say a little something on my channel since I have the platform. So, Chadwick Boseman, T'Challa, Black Panther, you will be sorely missed by those of us who got to witness your work, who got to be touched by your talent and your contributions to the mediums that we've grown up loving and knowing all these years. And that's going to be it from you guys. Comment what you would like to maybe say in remembrance of Chadwick Boseman in the comment section below. Whatever thoughts or considerations you may have, comment freely down below. If you enjoyed this video, click on the like. If you'd like to see more, please click subscribe. And as usual, I have been Zwele Tumatamu, aka Zulu Entertainer. Thank you very much for spending this time with me. And as usual, stay awesome, take care of each other, stay chasing your dreams. To infinity and beyond. Wakanda forever.